I want to talk about Resident Evil. Resident Evil is a game that was made by Capcom back in the 90s. It was supposed to be like a survival horror kind of game. And they were like, "Yo, let's make a game about these guys," and they go to this mansion and there's like zombies is like the new shit. So zombies were, no one really cared about them up until this point, and Resident Evil kind of brought them back as like the new stuff to talk about. Resident Evil starts out where you're this guy or this girl, depending on who you choose. The guy, his name is Chris Redfield, and he's kind of like this badass who he's got a knife and he has like no gun in the beginning. He's like, "Yo, bitch, I don't even need a gun. I just got this knife," and everyone's like, "Okay, sure." And the other person is named Jill Valentine, and she has a gun, and she's considered like the weaker of the two because she has like less HP or whatever. But anyway, it starts out everyone's like, "What the fuck? There are these zombies," and in the newspapers are like, "People are dying, people are getting bit, and they turn into these things, and they walk after they're dead." And STARS, which is like the special forces team in the police department, is like, "Yeah, we gotta go check this out." They go to the mansion, and they're like, "What the fuck's going on?" And the leader, his name's Wesker, he's like, "Yo, you go check it out." And Jill and Chris were like, "Okay, sure." So they go check it out, and they're like, "Oh fuck, zombies, what's going on?" And I'm just gonna say Jill at this point. I'm just gonna say Jill. Jill is our main character at this point. So she's like, "What the fuck, Barry?" Barry is another one of the members of the STARS team, and he's like, "We gotta figure out what's going on. So let's go figure out what's going on." So you like go through this mansion a little bit, and you pick up some stuff like these little books, and they're like, "Oh shit's going down in this mansion," and Jill's like, "What?" And so you go through the mansion a little bit, and you solve some puzzles and stuff, and then eventually go to this guardhouse, and the guardhouse is like this place where they're like experimenting on like plant mutations or something, and so they like give like the virus to this plant, and this plant's like, "Oh my god, oh god." And Jill's like, "What the fuck is this?" And there's like sharks too. There's sharks that are like infected, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna fucking kill you." And Jill's like, "What's going on?" And then like you eventually meet up with Wesker, and Jill's like, "Where the fuck were you? You like disappeared on us." And Wesker's like, "Yo, I've been fucking busy, alright? Just relax. Can you like go back to the mansion and like figure out why there's like some shit going on, and maybe figure out an exit?" I mean, despite the fact that you can just walk out the fucking front door and just leave. And Jill's like, "Alright, I'll go back." So you go back to the mansion, and there's like these hunter things that are released, and they're like these amphibian human dudes who like stand up on two legs, and they got like claws for hands, and they just like swipe the shit out of you, and you're like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here, bitch." So you like go through the mansion again, part 2, and you like determine that, to get out of here, you gotta go through the sewer. So you pick up some stuff, and you go to the courtyard, like, which is on the way to the guardhouse that I talked about earlier, and then you go into the sewer. And inside the sewer, you like fight some stuff, and then you find out that like, someone's a traitor in the STARS team, but he doesn't really get to tell you who it is because he gets shot before he says anything. So you continue through the sewer, and you eventually reach this lab. And the lab is like where Umbrella does all of its crazy experiment shit. You get to the lab, and like all the zombies are like naked and shit. It's really fucking weird, and it's very uncomfortable, especially for a straight man. So you go a little further, and you like eventually end up with Wesker, and Wesker's like, yo, I've been working for Umbrella this whole time, and I blackmailed Barry because Barry's a little pussy, and like you join Barry to like meet with Wesker, and Wesker's like, Barry, go meet me somewhere else, and Barry's like, okay, and he leaves, and you talk to Wesker a little bit, and he tells you his master fucking plan, but it's a really terrible plan. He's like, yo, I'm gonna blow up this mansion and destroy all the evidence, and I'm gonna take the Tyrant with me, and Tyrant's like Umbrella's ultimate weapon, apparently. He's like the ultimate mutation of the T virus, which is like the first virus kind of that Umbrella made, and Wesker's like, yo, you want to see the Tyrant? And Jill's like, not really, but I guess I don't have much of a choice. You got a gun pointed at me. And he's like, okay, let's go check out Tyrant. And Tyrant breaks out of his shit. And he's like, boom! And he beats the shit out of Wesker, and he like falls unconscious. And Jill's like, oh shit, I gotta get the fuck out of here. And so he leaves, she leaves, and Barry's like, yo, we gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry that I tricked you. And Jill's like, whatever, it's cool. And so you start to leave, and you get to the heliport, and you try to like flag down the helicopter that you initially touched down from. His name, the guy's name is Brad. He's like the pilot or something. And he's like, yo, you shoot like this firework, and you're like, yo, come pick me up. But first, like, Tyrant just like totally blows through the floor. He's like, I'm gonna fight you, bitch. And Jill's like, fuck that, I'm gonna beat you up with this bazooka. And then eventually Brad drops the rocket launcher onto the ground, and he's like, yo, just fucking shoot that bitch. And Jill's like, alright, so boom! And Tyrant just blows up into a million pieces. And then you get picked up by the helicopter with Barry and Chris, if you decide to save him, because he gets like kidnapped by Wesker or something. And then you leave, and then the whole fucking mansion blows up because Wesker like trips the whole like detonation code or something, if you want to call it that. And that's pretty much Resident Evil in a nutshell. It's a very weird game, but it kind of started the whole survival horror genre and kind of paved the way for Silent Hill and other games like that. So, thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Well, I mean, I'm drunk, so it doesn't really matter.
Sounds like you did fine to me, honey.
Sounded fine?
Yeah. Like the hat?
It's a Toho hat.
Yeah.
I'm Aya Shami Mario.
Yes, you are. You're Aya.
Thanks for recording me, honey.
I'm recording you right now.
What?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah. I'll have to include this, you know.
I know. It's a bonus video.
I'm hungry. You need to
You're hungry now?
You need to make dinner.
Alright, we'll start dinner, okay?
Okay, bye-bye.